All right, hello friends. How you doing? Day 465. Hope you're doing amazing, and have a great start to your weekend. So today I want to come in and talk about midlife crisis. Oh my gosh, what is that? In general, midlife crisis happens when you hit a point in your life and you kind of question. You ask the deeper questions, and how you get there could be a number of reasons. And I don't know. Lately, I'm growing up my hair longer. I haven't had longer hair in like 25 years, so I don't know. Am I having a midlife crisis? Yeah, no. I'm just doing this because it's the pandemic and I can experiment a little bit. However, I do want to talk about what Brene Brown actually. I want to share a quote that I read, what she writes on midlife crisis. So here's the quote. Brene Brown writes, I think midlife is when the universe gently places her hands upon your shoulders, pulls you close, and whispers in your ear. I'm not screwing around. It's time. All this pretending and performing. Oops. These coping mechanisms that you've developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate and getting hurt has to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I understand that you needed these protections when you were small. I understand that you believed your armor could help you and secure all of the things you need to feel worthy of love and belonging. But you're still searching and you're more lost than ever. Time is growing short. There are unexplored adventures ahead of you. You can't live the rest of your life worried about what other people think. You're born worthy of love and belonging. Courage and daring are coursing through you. You were made to live and love with your whole heart. It's time to show up and be seen. Brene Brown. I love her stuff. I'll just start off saying that. It is so deep. Oh, her research is so powerful. If you've never heard about her, uh, she researches. She writes a book about like shame and guilt and a lot of those type of topics. It's really deep and it's very scary. For a lot of people, it's very scary. And so, anytime she talks in the realm of those topics, I always want to listen more on what she shares. And a lot of times, I see people go through a midlife crisis. They may not even realize that they are, but at the root of it, I believe a lot of times it's just, in a way, it's a not just a midlife crisis, but an identity crisis. And how do you get there? I think we number of reasons. Maybe you live your whole life for somebody else, try to make somebody else happy. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it was for your kids or for your spouse. It could be for whatever. But at the root of it, you never really lived the life for yourself. You never really took the time to actually ask the deeper questions. Who are you? Why are you here? What is your purpose? What are your passions? What are your core values? What is your dream? Have you stopped dreaming? And these questions can be very scary. We live in a culture where we don't really have these conversations a lot, freely, openly. It is starting to change, but it still has not been widely accepted yet. Too many times when we share a dream, uh, and typically it's to our closest friends and family, we get shut down. Oh, why are you dreaming? And a lot of times it's a projection on their part. Maybe they didn't go for the dream, so they don't want to see you go for your dreams because then it would reflect poorly on themselves. Of course, all this is subconscious. They don't know that they're actually doing that and why they're trying to hold you back. But what is what is your identity? And I think that's a huge part of it. Because a lot of times when we hit life, or sorry, when life happens, I shared this, I think it was yesterday or the day before, but when something happens, you have a choice to either face it or run away from it. what a lot of times people do is when it gets really, really uncomfortable, they sweep things under the rug. They don't deal with it. Why? Because it's very uncomfortable. It's not pretty a lot of times. And, it usually deals with the darker sides of ourselves. And you all know what your dark sides are. We all have that, right? There's always yin and yang, positive and negatives. However, the more times that you sweep things under the rug, the further you are from actually knowing who you are. And just because you swept it under the rug doesn't mean that it goes away. It's still under the rug, my friends. And so, my encouragement to you is bring your dark sides to the light. Because only in the light can you actually face it and deal with it. And most importantly, overcome it. Again, it's not going to be comfortable. It may not be pretty, and many times it's not. But it'll help you grow and prevent a midlife crisis. Because how amazing would life be if you actually knew who you are? How amazing would life be if you knew what your purpose was? How amazing would your life be if you knew what your core values are? And that you are living your life and making choices aligned with them. Do you know what that would look like? Do you know how that would feel? If you were to do that, I believe you would feel powerful, empowered, 10 feet tall and bulletproof. But how many people do you see living life that way? And I think because we don't have that many role models, or know people or even see people who are living life aligned with their values, it may be a challenge on how do we get there. And so, hopefully through some of my videos, you can get little chunks, snippets here and there. Each person, it's a very personal journey. However, it is all similar in that you're required to overcome your obstacles. You're required to go inside, because inside is where all the answers are to you, to life, the deeper questions. Everything is within you already. You were born with everything that you need to be a success, if you will, in life. But it's uncomfortable, and it's scary, and it's uncertain. But I'll tell you what, it's worth it. It's worth it, my friends. It's worth the journey. And I definitely encourage you to create a support system. Have people that you can trust, that care about you, that can help support you when it gets really uncomfortable. And know that you'll be safe with them. Anyway, my friends, just some thoughts I wanted to share on the quote that I read from Brene Brown. I love her work. So I hope something that I shared helped you. And I wish you a phenomenal rest of your weekend. Have a good night.